Hello everyone. Today I'm going to start with a new alignment that I've been doing recently. And just to give you another option of how you can do your own alignments. They really are not fixed in stone. You can be very flexible with them. And so I'm going to be showing you the one that I'm doing now, these days. And I will follow the alignment with a rather long question that has been asked by one of our viewers. And then I will open up myself to receive Metatron's answer. I invite my beloved I Am Presence to descend within my being so that I can feel it. I ask my Holy Christ Self to descend within my being so that I can feel it. I ask my I Am Presence and Holy Christ Self to take command and control over everything I think, do, and say. I bring my personalities and body elemental within the energy field of my divine self. And I invite my new spirit within the energy field of my divine self. So that now all parts of my being are in alignment with my divine self and under its dominion. I will now read the question from one of our viewers. Perhaps you have seen this article. Interesting and confusing. This could be a question for Metatron. Could the fifth dimension and new earth be a trap? Is our real place to be here on this earth, as the article indicates, to be in neutrality or to be in the middle ground? And if that is so, I am so confused. Michelle Walling, the author, talks about the darkness and the void and not getting caught in the tunnel of light. I have heard this many times, from the Rinpoches to other readings to my own experience of what I call being in the void. That was complete and total darkness. And I was supremely happy. Oi! Perhaps Metatron can share some info on this subject. I am now ready to receive Metatron's message for today. Greetings, beloveds. I am delighted, as always, to respond to your questions. And I know they are many, because there is so much information available on the internet these days that it can often be confusing. And so the basic question is, can the fifth dimension be a trap? Yes, beloveds, it can. Because according to this particular numbering system that most people are using these days, the fifth, the fourth, the third, second, and first dimensions all exist within the realm of duality. That means Things can be perceived as positive or negative. They can be experienced as positive or negative while you are in these various dimensions. So while the fifth dimensional Earth is vibrating at a higher frequency than either the third or fourth dimensional Earths, there is still negativity within that dimension. And as long as your consciousness dwells within any of the dimensions where negativity exists, you should be aware of that and make your choices for what you choose to experience based on that awareness. Remembering that at some point your consciousness will be beyond all duality. And when your consciousness is dwelling in a sixth dimensional or higher realm, you can still be aware of what is happening in the lower realms, but it will be from a totally different perspective. It will be from this perspective of unity, where duality, where negativity and positivity no longer are perceived or seen or felt in any way whatsoever. It is in the fifth dimensional realms that many of the powers that come with spiritual advancement are manifest. Powers such as telepathy, healing, teleportation. These powers exist in order to bring balance and awareness of the need of balance in the realms where duality still exists. This is why those who are choosing ascension are told by the great masters not to get involved in looking only to develop spiritual power. These also include influencing people at a distance, trying to make them think or feel differently. This is a true power and a true gift when it is done from the consciousness of unity, where only pure love motivates the utilization of those powers, and where the powers are used for the highest good of the person who is being submitted to these powers. This can be very dangerous, as many people who are awakening to these powers within themselves are not free of ego, and they are doing what their ego thinks is a good thing to do for the person, but without being in alignment with divine will. And although the person exercising these powers will have to pay a karmic debt for misusing or abusing them, it is also creating unnecessary difficulties for the innocent person who has agreed or not to having these powers used upon them. If the person has agreed, then they are in some measure responsible. If they have not agreed, then the karmic load of the person exercising the powers is greater still, for they will have to pay for the karma that was engendered, if indeed it was engendered, by the person who did not agree to have anything done to them. Everything works itself out in the end, beloveds. But you can make your path as easy or as difficult as you choose based on the decisions that you make along your path. Many people still believe that the spiritual path has to be a difficult one. But this is not true, beloveds. You can give your pain, your suffering, your confusion, all of your acts to God. Offer everything that you do to God. Tell God that you are doing the best you can, that you are trying to make decisions based on what you believe to be His and her will. And there will be no karma, and you will be guided more and more to make better choices. But if you simply follow your ego mind, the ego mind is the one that creates karma for you. And so if you are still choosing to listen to your ego mind, then you will be creating new karma. So this is why I ask you to think of God, to think of me, to think of any of the pure divine light beings as much as you possibly can. This will allow you to receive suggestions from us. Hints, directions, information, and whatever it is you need to know to make the best decisions possible. But you have to ask for this guidance. You have to be open to it. You have to be willing to follow it rather than what your ego mind is telling you to do. And above all, beloveds, fear not. When you call for me, I am instantly there to help you and to assist you, as are all of the light beings of the spiritual hierarchy. Continue to ask for our presence and our guidance, and then listen and obey, and all will be well, beloveds. And this transition will be easy, graceful, and joyful for all of you that have the courage to connect with your divine self and to follow the divine in all things. I thank you for listening to this video. I love you and I bless you always. I am Metatron.